What's up, y'all? Welcome back, man. It's your boy D Frame back in the building for another episode of Absolute Your Podcast. Probably gonna let a couple y'all stroll up in before we really let me share the link. Let me do all
Was
that type of
good
shit. Let me
back in
do
this
all that
thing,
type
man.
of shit.
And we back, and we back. Hey, bro, I had a question.
No, that what's your question?
Oh, it's no, bro.
Okay, okay. What's your question?
How you feel about going back to the DNB show?
Oh, like going back to DMV show? We can.
I missed the intro. I ain't gonna lie to
Oh,
you.
Jesus Christ. We can. I mean, hey, ain't nothing holding us back. Ain't nothing stopping us. We can if we need to.
I missed
We
the
can if we
intro,
need
man.
to.
No, I
It's
love
the
absolutely unsure.
DMB show. I mean, it don't matter. It's whatever we want to do. It's just, it's us. Fuck it. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. We want to get popping like that. We get it popping like that.
Boy, I can
I
put the
might do it like this. Let me see.
timestamp.
If you in the chat, salute to you. Let the comments on the side. I want to. Maybe we'll do it like this today. Let's see what the vibe look like. So the beige bandit. What's good? The beige bandit. Who's that? Me?
Yeah, gotta be you.
How I'm the beige bandit?
You definitely beige.
How do I get that? How do I get that?
I
Moniker.
don't know where the bandit come from though.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. But anyways,
Maybe you ride for the light skinned niggas like Drake.
again, that's what I got to do. I mean, that's some people I stand for. You know what I'm saying? So I got to do that. But anyways, we got a couple things. Probably just really one major thing to get into today. Talk about. We decided to hop on Saturday night. Bandits plural. So he's talking about you as well. So you're a part of the Beige Bandit crew. So where you wanna go? Do you want to start off with the Roe versus Wade shit? You want to start off with the Omarion? Did you watch any of that shit?
I watched all of it. Every last second.
Okay. Well, we can start. We can go light. Start with that bullshit first. Then we can get on to the real shit. We can do that first. So what did you think when you saw this versus Mario versus fucking who was it? Oh, Marion.
I think my biggest overall take is that these niggas ain't at the level of our black R&B women. And some are even some are because bro, if Beyonce or Patty or anybody that was of a ilk that we consider one of them like can sing, if they couldn't sing later on, we'll say something about it.
Oh, you just talking about the vocals. You talking about
Yeah,
the
like
vocals.
bro, like what are we
Oh, it was.
doing? Like, do
Oh
you
my god, it
niggas
was
not
terrible.
love to sing? Like, how do
Oh,
y'all not?
it was
Like, where's
terrible.
the talent go over the years? Like, nigga, y'all niggas still doing tours.
It's in the studio. It's a part of the auto tune. It's a part of the reverb. That's where the skill went.
So you think these niggas never really could sing? K-Ray was trying to get this nigga RJ, Ray J the biggest cop out. Like, oh, he's a businessman.
What does that got to do with singing?
he,
He's a businessman now. He can't sing no more. He
he
lost his
never,
powers.
but he never took R&B serious. That was just something that since he was able to do it, that was just an extra little thing on his career. I was like, nah.
If you gonna do that, nigga, don't get on stage with the bullshit. I ain't gonna lie to you. If you can't sing and you know you about to be on there with a bunch of singers, don't get on stage.
But
It's the same thing that happened. This is the equivalent to me of what happened to Dipset whenever Jadakiss was just rapping, going crazy. Like it was like another level. Y'all was like some bullshit, and he was just on another level. Just take it to the main stage. Omarion sounded fucking terrible, terrible.
was he the
And then
worst though?
he brought Jeremiah out to sound terrible as well.
His Jeremiah sound way worse. And then somebody else in the random or whatever you want to call it. It wasn't Pleasure P. Bobby Valentino didn't sound horrible. Sammy, no, it was Ray
Sammy
J.
was
It was
good.
Ray J. It was
It
Ray
was just
J.
Ray J.
Yeah, Ray J. And then Omarion. Then nigga, what the fuck are you doing bringing out watermelons, nigga? Like, I thought you was like spiritual, like in touch with like one's kundalini and shit, nigga. Like, what are we doing?
This was
Like
so
this
gay.
nigga, your chakra's supposed to be in line, and that ain't some chakra alignment shit. Like
That shit was so bad. I was like, that's embarrassment to R&B. That's embarrassment to R&B. Now Mario held it down. I think he was amazing. I think
far as the singing.
his singing was on point. I mean, he doesn't have. I don't know why they did a 20-hit battle. I don't think he has 20 hits. He may have like a solid 4 or 5 hits, but I don't know if he has 20.
I feel like I'm going back to the Mario shit. Then we can go back to Mario. I feel like that nigga. I feel like that nigga is like the epitome, and what he did there was like the epitome. Him laying down on the damn stage. I feel like that's the epitome of like the simpish, like, oh, we gotta like we think we so sexy, like, but like when you really see that shit in live, like this day and age, that shit don't mesh well. Like when you even, I got a question on Mario and dance moves. Like, was this nigga even really ever great?
When was he amazing? Like, what was the hype?
Like, was he just doing a bunch of random shit? And now, like later on, it's like we used to the shit. Like that shit didn't look the same, bro. It's
No, that shit wasn't. That shit wasn't.
like
That shit was not it.
like R&B shit can't age well. Don't get it twisted. Some of the messages and shit don't age well to me, but like Mario shit age well. But a lot of that shit, bro, like oh, you could just tell like that type of behavior, that mentality, bro. Like that was nasty, bro. The women didn't even want the fucking watermelon.
See, I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm looking at clips and shit like that, and I'm just like, bro, I just like I don't know why you got up on that stage. I don't even know why you embarrassed yourself in that manner to get up there when I'm looking at you singing and he getting off singing and you can't sing worth the fuck. And you supposed to be, Omarion. Did he? Let me ask you this: did he do any B2K shit?
I think he did like a few, like
Okay,
maybe
well,
two or three.
okay. Cause I seen the day after the B2K dudes was clowning them.
That's crazy. No, well,
They was clowning.
Mario brought out like some fake B2K dudes, and he was like,
Oh,
"Y'all
for
need to
real?
settle this shit out." They was in the white beaters and do rags and shit. Like,
Nah,
no,
that's a rap, dog.
Mario obviously is a great talent, and I agree with you with like the 20 songs. Like that shit kind of was crazy to me because he had a lot of filler shit that K-Ray didn't even know that shit, and she a deep R&B person. But I feel like that nigga is the epitome of like if Drake was only R&B. Like the nigga amount of like smoothness, classiness, and then the nigga still funny and petty too. Like
Yeah,
I feel like if that nigga want to be a rapper.
yeah. But listening to Mario singing the show was surprised. I'm like, why do he still not like make music? Like it seemed like the talent is still there. Like I would just like I just don't understand why he wouldn't still be making music.
Can we do a little quick segment into kind of go to both? I just feel like what Tank was talking about and then Chris Brown was talking about like how they overlook R&B.
Oh, he
Oh,
does make music. Well, I guess why is his music like mainstream?
and like, they overlook R&B. They just glorify rap. They glorify anything talking about drugs and violence. But when you want to talk about black love, like he went into that bag. But I really think it's not that. I think it's y'all lack of being able to create hits. Because I mean, Chris Brown, you may want to call it little pop or the new dance music and shit. He still know how to make hits. Like
Yeah.
when you look at 20 songs and the nigga was saying,
What's the last R&B hit that you remember?
What you talking about?
What's the last R&B hit?
What's this even a question?
I'm just asking. I'm just
I
asking
will wait for you.
Okay. Hey, I mean, it might be. Yeah, you know, it's got a little rap in it, but that might be the last R&B hit. See, but when I was thinking about it, it had to be either like for my catalog, because I ain't like huge in R&B, but just big. I'm talking about like big in the R&B world as far as people that are in depth in R&B. I'm talking about like just that crosses over that everybody hears. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking of Heartbreak Anniversary. That's what I'm thinking about with the Giveon guy. That's what I'm thinking of.
I
The
like
big,
Khalid. I like Khalid.
but he wouldn't last time he had a big like R&B hit.
Well, I mean, that's the last 3 years. I feel like I don't know. Maybe I'm out of the
I feel
loop.
like Heartbreak Anniversary came out like last year. Like, that was the last one I remember. Or like the Scissor record was like the last one that was a big record.
Well, I was just saying that
Damage. Yeah, we can do Damage. That's a hit. That's a hit.
I was just saying that there's plenty to go to. So to act like even Drake's R&B side goes crazy. So to act like, oh man, we've been getting overlooked and shit. It's like I think when, like I said, when a nigga say we still warming up, we still getting to it in round 15. It's a testament to the lack of hits that he ain't made.
No, I think for the men, it's not as the women are still Summer Walker's doing a thing, SZA doing a thing, her doing a thing. Like I just don't think the men are now. I'm not saying the men are making great R&B music because I like some of Daniel Caesar shit. I like the Giveon just dropped the album. I like how his shit sound. But I'm talking about as far as like the timeless classic hits. I don't know if that's carried over into today's day and age.
Well, I don't know if you can call Bryson Tiller shit timeless, but that shit was definitely hard. The Weeknd, it was some. I mean, I don't know about niggas that's had like a chokehold on R&B, but to act like that's because rappers are just so degenerate is the reason why they getting put over, and it's not because them niggas know how to make good music and hits. Is the reason. Like,
I mean, that could be when you think about it. Maybe dude, like maybe back in the day, dudes was willing to like we like listen to the dude R&B shit, but now it's like it's just fuck it, the streets, killing, murder, whatever, whatever. Like nigga don't want to hear that shit.
So
They don't
after
want to hear the women. They love that shit. That's why the women artists are doing good because the women, you know, they buy like LMA and like they're doing good because the women like that shit. But the new generation of guys, do they fuck with the R&B like that?
I mean, to answer your question, probably not. But I think R&B has mostly been dominated by the love of women. Even rap, I mean, women support you, it go crazy. But I feel like this is some stuff that I've noticed over the kind of the years of just listening to music. Like the R&B, their sound versus like rap sound in the 90s and the 80s, like R&B was ahead of like what they were doing with music, what they were doing with beats was, I feel like when you listen to Bobby Brown or any of them niggas back there, Michael Jackson, they was way more experimental. They was way more crazy with the production while rap was still on some basic drum shit. Fast forward, I think rap elevated its sound and R&B is somewhere in the purgatory. And I think that's really what it is. I don't think it's the degenerate shit. I think
What
it's
do
a
you think
lot of
about
the
what do you think about Lydia? Like, he was saying rappers have melodic tones close to R&B, which makes it hard. You have a lot of rappers that are like hybrid now, so like they have the R&B type of the melodic melody type of shit, but then they also, you know, so dudes would probably rather listen to that than like the "Oh I miss you, girl." They rather listen to that than listen to, you know, so they probably rather listen to Future's love songs. They might not be traditional R&B, but his love songs more than like a dude singing his heart out.
Yeah, but I think that's a part of them evolving their music. There's you don't have to be that long drug out stuff. I think we still can enjoy good long so I mean good music just like how we enjoy from women. It's too many different caveats like women having been good, rappers being good at R&B, even there being men in this era being good at R&B to be like, oh, it's because like I just don't see that. When an R&B song is good, it's good. We just haven't had a nigga like R. Kelly. We just haven't had a nigga go on certain type of runs like that. And that's them. That's an R&B niggas. That ain't got nothing to do with the music industry
I think
or
the testament,
fans.
the thing to me that shows that R&B isn't as prevalent, and I could be wrong with what I'm about to say, but I'm just looking at the numbers that I'm looking at. When I see when you think of Chris Brown, you think like mega superstar, right? I mean, at least I do. Maybe he's past his prime. Maybe he's not as popular as he was. But when I see Chris Brown projected to do 60 to 70, and I see certain rappers that are young doing like 200, like even Future just did it. Now, I'm not saying Chris Brown's as popular as Future, I mean, but he's probably more legendary. I don't know. But he's doing 60, 70. But Future, them doing like 200. Kendrick Lamar's doing like a 290. But if you look at their legacies, you would say Chris Brown is within that realm of these people, but his sales don't reflect that. At least in today's day and age.
That's a great point. I can't argue that one. That's a great point because that's a even with my rebuttal to that is that he's a megastar outside of music. Is his music going to necessarily make him a megastar through the longevity through this era right now? No, we love Chris Brown from everything that he's done and everything that he is. So I don't think us still loving him is reflective of his just music that he's been dropping. He's dropped great music, but
I think
do we
Chris
even
Brown,
let me say
my
this?
bad.
Do we even go to Chris Brown for albums though? Like when the last time you was like, that's an amazing Chris Brown project? I don't think
Probably the one. I think the one he named after his daughter. I could be wrong. They could be like
Royalty
that.
was that. How long
Was
ago
that
was that?
royalty?
And
That was a
even
while
then,
ago. That
when
was a
was
while
the
ago.
other? What was the other classic Chris Brown album? Chris Brown has great singles. Chris Brown make good songs, but to say that we going to check for his albums, I don't think there's ever been a need for. I don't think that's ever been like a thing for Chris Brown. What's Chris Brown's biggest numbers?
Like biggest first week.
Yeah,
Oh shit, I don't know.
like and like I respect Chris Brown, but do other coaches listen to Chris Brown? I don't think so. Like R. Kelly, everybody's playing R. Kelly. People playing R. Kelly in they movies and shit. Just like maybe not. I might could be making up shit, but
See, Lydia, but we're talking about more like mainstream shit. Like we're not. Nobody say he doesn't have good songs on his albums. We're just talking about the mainstream appeal of Chris Brown because like a lot of people got good album cuts, but we're just talking about the mainstream like appeal of a Chris Brown and why is he selling 60, 70 compared to, you know, especially with his stature.
yeah, and they're great songs. But we talking about hits. Like Chris Brown made great music, but when we talk about Usher and his prime, when we talk about Chris Brown, then and somewhat in his prime. R. Kelly in a prime.
So Chris Brown, like from what I remember, Chris Brown always has like a hit, right? So he had like No Guidance with Drake, right? That was a big major, that was a hit record.
Mm-hmm.
Heat with Gunna, like that was a great song. I don't know if that's a major big smash hit, but then he had in 2020 he had Go Crazy, which was Young Thug, and that was like a pretty
Banger.
that was big. That was a big hit. So he always has like a hit. But also, I don't think Chris Brown. Now, maybe Chris Brown fans love this, but in today's day and age of consumption, it probably isn't the best thing for Chris Brown to be making 30 song albums, because if you look and then like 30 songs, I don't want to listen to that shit.
Didn't this nigga drop a 60 album? I mean a 60 song album?
I don't know, it was some shit. He dropped a whole bunch of songs one time. I was like, you don't gotta do that, big dog. Give me like your greatest 12. Like give me your greatest, like that's what I'm saying. Like Chris Brown had the good songs on 40 song albums. That's what I'm saying. Like like if you have hits, like out of 47 songs, let's say Chris Brown has like 8 amazing songs. That's a bad average. But if you made an album of 12 songs and 8 of them hoes are smashes, you might have a classic on your hands.
I would call Chris Brown one of those dudes that's so talented they kind of lazy when it comes to that. I don't think that's his focus. I don't think he cares. Why should he care? He's great. He's goated. I mean, what do I need to prove to y'all? That's how he feels. He said, "Who could fuck with me in the verses?" He said that. That's how he feels. And I don't think Chris Brown in that mentality be like, "How can I make the best album in the world?" I just don't think that's been his focus. And I've never gotten that from Chris Brown. I'm sorry. Like I've listened to a lot of Chris Brown albums over the years, and
I wouldn't listen to Giveon shit before it's Chris Brown, because I was like, okay, Giveon shit a little bit shorter. Let me go ahead and go over here real quick, and then maybe I'll go like back to Chris. I'll circle back around to Chris Brown's album after that. But you know, that's R&B, man.
Yeah, but give me some Chris Brown first week, and we'll leave. I'm just curious. I'll look it up.
What year you tripping? He just did some videos. What do you mean? Royalty did 184.
Yeah, that's not great.
184 is not bad.
Yeah, but we talking about Chris Brown, megastar. Indigo did 108. Like his albums don't be going crazy like that. Yeah, 115. Oasis went 35K. Like, yeah, that's what I figured. Like when you look up into his history of sales, I don't think it's been immaculate.
Do you think him doing what he did to Rihanna has hindered him for the mainstream audience? And when I say mainstream, I mean the white people.
No, of course not. I just don't think go crazy, bro. I was just playing some.
Well, no, I'm talking about the album. I'm talking about the albums, not the singles.
Man, no. You know how many white people?
Because like a nigga like Justin Bieber dropped people like 500, 600.
You know how many?
I'm comparing them to people like that.
You know how many white people don't have no fucking idea what happened with him and Rihanna?
I think most people know what happened between him and Rihanna.
Bro, I'm talking about the Jack Harlow's of, like the Jack Harlow type archetypes and younger. These niggas don't, he didn't know Brandy's sister or Ray J's sister was Brandy. These niggas don't know history. These niggas, I'm just saying, to say that white people care about some shit that happened to black people. No, I don't think that's the reason why Chris Brown. I truly think it's because of his lack of creativity. But also,
my point is, the people who would listen to Chris Brown would be the older. He's older. He born in 05.
But
the youth has whoever the youth is going to newly make for R&B. I'm talking about because his older demographic is who really fuck with him.
But he got Go Crazy. He got no guidance.
A hit is a hit. Like that's like a thing. I'm talking about album sales. Because like,
if he's able to sell that.
Anybody can sell a single, but not sell albums. That's not
consistently though. And that shit happened over 20 years ago.
Yes, you can still do a single. Can just go from whatever reason. Like okay, so well, see, that's not that crazy.
No, I don't know. I thought
he did 500. He did 154,000 his first week.
When that's his best.
Who, Justin Bieber? No, I'm just saying his last album.
Oh, okay.
His last album, not his best album.
No, I just don't think it's because of white people. No, I don't think they that invested. I don't think that's the reason. I'm not gonna make excuses for Chris Brown. He's very talented, but he's falling short when you talk about actually making great album cuts. That's like classic shit. Right, we seen it. He went against Usher. He ain't fucking with Usher.
Nah, he was fucking with Usher.
I mean, he was fucking with him, but come on, bro. Like,
but he don't have them. He don't have them. Usher got like we know Usher got the fucking those hits that are like
mega big hits,
like timeless classic. Like yeah, I get it.
Chris Brown got great Chris Brown hits. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like even like Take You Down and shit. That didn't hit the world. Like we love that shit.
Yeah,
Kisses,
Take You Down hit 43.
but come on, that's
No,
not
no,
no.
I'm not saying that. I'm,
Okay,
not,
okay, okay.
I'm like adding to your point. Like 43 isn't like
Got you, got
it's
you.
not bad, but you made the top 100, but you're not like Kiss was number one. But
And
Kiss
that,
to me ain't better than Take You Down.
yeah,
But it's a
and that's
commercial poppy fucking thing. So yeah, it's gonna go crazy.
yeah. So I just I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's R&B. It's just, like I said. I don't think the men in today's society are running to listen to the men, and the women are fine with listening to the women that they got. They fine with listening to SZA. They fine with listening to Summer Walker. They fine with listening to them.
Khalid got 200 first week.
But Khalid, see, like, remember what I said earlier? Like they throw niggas into the pop range. People throw Khalid into the pop range.
Chris Brown in the pop lane selling 70.
No, I mean, yeah, that's true. But like, see, this is what I was saying now. The young people had a people. Chris Brown is a legacy act at this point. He's a legacy act. Khalid is new. The youth like him.
Because his music is good though.
Well, I mean, there's that too. I'm not saying there's not that, but like
I
I said, like even for the young R&B people, like Summer Walker did 166 first week. They got their people.
But then let's bring in like a person like Drake. They got that young people, but Drake is still
But Chris Brown been around since 2005. And like we said, he isn't making these albums that people are like praising over the past couple years. At least with Drake, it's always a conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and also with Drake, he did a song with Gunna, so he's doing songs with young people as well. But I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know.
But that you said Drake is dropping good music. That's why he's being able to stay
some
relevant.
people think it's trash.
Not the majority though, because his sales wouldn't reflect that.
Yeah.
Chris Brown not touching the people. That's what his sales reflect, bro. And he's too big. He got too big of a market. He's too known for 70 to even be that should be embarrassing, bro. And that's a testament to how he's falling off. Not saying that I don't think he's great. I don't think, and not that he ain't dropped great music recently, but when you talk about someone that's supposed to be this mega star of a career, that's not good numbers.
Khalid did 200,000 first week, and he saw 85,000 pure album sales. So he did more than Chris Brown just by selling. People actually buying his shit. But like I said, I feel like the youth, they got their people. Like Khalid is the youth guy. I hope maybe Giveon can make more hits, and maybe now Giveon will be, they guy. But I don't know.
He definitely that guy, but I think Chris Brown is talented enough to be able to be that guy if he stepped into that bag. I like if Chris Brown was some average, if we were talking about Jeremiah or Bobby V or some shit like that, I'd be like, yeah, of course, that makes all the fucking sense. But Chris Brown, the level of someone that can make no guidance, the level that we know that he can make, is no excuse for him. That's the difference to me. Like I think he should be able to compete, even though there's an age difference, even though there's an age gap. He's too talented.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's get to the shit, man. Let's get to why we here today. Oh, no more abortions. It's looking like in a lot of states. Salute. Hey, I ain't gonna say too much. Just salute.
Hey,
that's all I'm gonna say. Salute.
Hey,
salute.
If you ever need something for your boy, you got me. You always got a friend in me.
Salute. I ain't gonna say too much, but salute to you, big dog. Anyways, let's get the
goat has arrived.
All right, let's get to why we here. We here because abortion is now not protected under the Constitution, according to the Supreme Court. A lot of states have already enacted trigger laws banning abortion outright. States like South Dakota, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Arkansas, places like that. And Texas said you got 30 days. And they're cutting it as well. React. What do you think?
Well, when you bring in that the states are going to start changing and do things too, that's kind of an overreaction. I feel like because it's like, yeah, the federal taking it off their hands, but like, why are the states now jumping into that?
Well, that's the reason that's the reason that. See, I've been doing a lot of research on like the Supreme Court and shit like that, and how they their thought process. Like I watch interviews from like not all of them, but like a couple of the people, see how they think, and they feel that abortion shouldn't be a federal thing. It's not a constitutional thing. It's a states should be able to decide by each state how they want to, you know,
Wait on.
do abortion rights and things of that nature. So that's why you ban it, or you don't ban it. You say we're overturning this, and then now federally, it ain't, it ain't got nothing to do with us. Y'all states, state by state, y'all decide how y'all want to rock with it. Y'all decide, do y'all want to ban it? Do y'all want to keep it? Do y'all want to have certain restrictions? Like, what do y'all want to do? It's up to y'all. In a lot of states, we're already in, not even necessarily anticipating, they just always had these trigger laws on the books in case they did end up overturning it. This cat's causing mayhem and havoc. They're my monologue. But anyways, yeah, that's what it is. So like Texas, you got 30 days. I don't know the complete restrictions that Texas will be holding, but 30 days and no more.
At the end of the day, I know it may affect some people, but the majority case that everyone's want to talk about is people that's raped or people that's in medical conditions. Is that a real thing? Before I get into my argument,
I see people say that, and I don't want to say definitively yes or no, but we could just talk about it if that was a hypothetical thing. See, I sure want to stay in the South. Jim Crow come back soon. If that, see, this is the thing. If that's the case, I don't like shit like that. I think if you get raped, you should be able to decide if you want to have that baby or not. You should be protected. If they're saying like medically like something's going on with the baby and you got to decide the mom or the baby. If they're saying that they can't do that either, that's something that we got to discuss that. That don't make no damn sense. Now, if you're telling me just, hey, Carrie is just strolling into Planned Parenthood for the 5th time because she done got fucked twice last week and she on her 5th abortion and she's just going crazy. I mean, I don't feel bad for her necessarily. Like, I still believe you should be able to do whatever you want to do, but I don't feel bad for you. So I feel bad for the people who actually got the, even the people who just had like a mistake one night stand. But if you on your 5th or 3rd or 4th, it's like, all right, you gotta calm down. You gotta relax.
Yeah, I mean, I seen this girl tweet. She was like, "Oh, I gotta chill on a netting me daddy." And there's some wild ass women out here, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah. But I did look up statistics. The statistics were that most people that get it, I think it was like 40% of people who get an abortion, it's their first time getting it. These are 2019 stats. And then it was like 23% have had 2 already. Then they're doing it down like, I think like 15% had 3, and then another like 9% had 4. Like if you know how like when you go to like these things and they like, you get a punch card every time you come, and then by your 5th one, you get like a free thing. You got to relax if you're going that many times. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I said, I think you should be able to do whatever you want to do, but at some point you got to relax. Like, you know how they say like a women, you can't get your tubes tied until you had like 3 kids, some shit like that. If you done popped into the Plan B the 3rd, 4th time, just get your tubes tied, because obviously you don't want to have kids, and then just be going on about your life.
What do you think is the ultimate reason for this change besides the federal shit?
I seen somebody say that they're doing this because white people population is going down, right? But to me, it just, now I could be, like I said, correct me if I'm wrong. If white people, wouldn't they just allow it? Because majority, or like, I won't say majority, compared to the percentage of the population, to the amount of people that get it, people of color get it more than white people. So wouldn't you want black people and Hispanic people to keep on getting abortions if you want to, have a chance of population increase?
I mean, if you're thinking of it like a battle, but maybe they just like, we banning abortions because we see what it can do to our population in general. Like, I don't know. That's if they on
because this lady Trump. I wish I had the audio. Actually, I do have the audio. Where's my phone at? I want to play this. She said the quiet part out loud, and I feel like people when they know how to react. They're like, do I clap to this? Do I like what do I do here?
On behalf of President Trump, on behalf of all the MAGA patriots in America, I want to thank you for the historic victory for white life in the Supreme Court yesterday.
So people see her like, oh, yeah, it is a white thing. Y'all just want to increase the white population and this and that. I don't know.
So my next question is, does this really affect the black community to a point that we should be like shaking?
I'm trying to think. I have a different thought process about it. Like, I feel like when you say certain things, people are like, well, what do you think? I just shouldn't have sex? Like, I don't think people shouldn't have sex, but I think you should kind of navigate a little bit, differently. If you're in that fearful thing, that like I said, if you're just scared that you might get like pregnant off a one night stand, maybe, or whatever, I get that. But like, if you're constantly getting fucking You just gotta slow down. You gotta relax. I feel like it's gonna be on like people say it's just affecting like women, obviously, because it's your body, and if you don't want to carry a baby, you don't want to carry a baby. So obviously, it is a woman thing more than a man thing. But I would assume, like I'm married, so I ain't really in this conversation, that a lot of guys would start moving a little bit different as well. Just because they can't just be like, "Hey, go
But
get that abortion."
so my thing is when I asked that question earlier, abortion's been around, but then you still see people with 4 or 5 kids. Even those women that got 3 or 4 abortions still be having 4 or 5 kids. So like to act like this really affects our community to a point where this is going to eliminate poverty. This is going to actually stop people from like what? I just don't see the ultimate change that's going to affect the black community. People was already still having sex loosely, even with abortions and having multiple kids and probably couldn't afford them.
I did see a stat too that a lot of people that do get abortions are people that are educated. I guess it's some people that are like, oh, you have sex. Like I said, like you have sex with somebody, like, oh fuck my career, this that. A lot of people who are poor and in poverty do, like you say, had the babies because even like I was reading this day, a state like West Virginia, right? They have one, and I could be wrong, but it's what I read. One abortion clinic who like canceled all abortions coming up or whatever, whatever. So a lot of people, if you're poor, you probably can't even drive to wherever that West Virginia abortion clinic is. You got to just have a baby. So
Yeah. And
I don't know. I think it's not even necessarily that. Like I think people aren't necessarily like I was planning on getting an abortion. I was just whatever. She's like, damn. Now I don't have the option to do this if I ever needed to, ever wanted to. I think it's just that aspect of it. Because I was talking to
well,
Carla. I was like, what would be an equivalent to a man? Like I don't really feel it because like I feel like it doesn't really affect me too much. But like I was trying to figure out what would be the equivalent to me. Like they tell
it
like
definitely
they tell
affects you
me
just as much as it affects the woman.
how.
Nigga, if you gotta raise a kid and you can't have an abortion, that affects you.
Well, I don't really believe in abortion anyway, so it wouldn't matter to me either way. Like, even if I cheated and got somebody pregnant, I
But
wouldn't want
I'm
them to get
saying
an
to
abortion.
men in general, like to act like it's not a man's problem is kind of
Well,
weird.
I brought up earlier it was a man's problem, make people maybe like chill a little bit more. But I'm saying like because women are saying men shouldn't, whatever. This is a woman's thing. So I was like, okay, what is a man thing
I
that
just
they can
disagree with that.
federally strip from us? Because like I said, it's on their bodies. They carrying the baby. Like that's what it's more like that. Like they're actually physically carrying the baby. Like yeah, you're meant physically gonna have to take care of it after it's born. But I'm talking about the physicality of labor, of birth. Like they have to deal with that. And if you don't want to deal with that already, why the fuck I got to deal with it if I don't even want to? That's what I'm talking about. What for a man would
Well,
be
the
something
the
like that? I
ultimate
can't
the
think of it.
ultimate well, I can't think of it either, but the ultimate thing would be like, well, why didn't you open up your like why did you have sex with someone that you wouldn't want to do that with? Like why are we gonna just run away from responsibility like this? Like, oh my god, the government's so bad. Out of all the things the government's implemented, I'm not fucking going crazy over this. Like, I do understand there will be some young kids that probably have some kids that they probably shouldn't have, though. That is a thought that just came in my mind.
Yeah,
This probably affect a lot of young kids if we're being honest,
yeah.
which would be tragic. But at the end of the day, bro, like life is what it is, and I'm not about to get caught up in this shit, bro. Being like emotionally invested, like I think the majority of people will be okay. Like people gonna still have reckless sex. People not like you think people gonna change their ways?
I
Probably
think
not.
some people might not saying like to the
Probably not.
extent, but
Probably not.
and a lot of people probably don't even live in certain areas where it does affect them. Like a lot of people who we may see on social media may live in California, they may live in New York or like those upper places that it doesn't even really matter. Because like I said, a lot of these people who are banning it are more like the middle of America type of crowd. That's like the Alabamas, the this, the that. Like it's not really the outer regions. Like if you in Atlanta, I mean, or Georgia at this point, you probably good right now. I don't know how long, but
I'm looking up something real quick.
see, just circling back real quick to the Chris Brown conversation. I just got an alert from DJ Academics. He said Chris Brown's album is on pace to sell 70, and Lil Durk, who dropped a deluxe, even though he dropped a new 13, is on pace to sell 75. And it's like, damn, that's like shit. Homie about that. So you want a deluxe album? But yeah, that's kind of how I look at it.
So looking at the population, this is a rough estimate that I found on one site. I think there's 11% of the complete population that get abortions.
Okay.
Then I'm looking at this other stat. It says unmarried women account for 86% of abortions. That's a
Yeah,
wild
that's
stat.
most. That's most like that's. I mean, that's pretty much
So
probably what it is.
at some rate, I would think this actually should help people become more accountable, but I just don't see it because, like I said before, people was in bad situations and circumstances and had one kid. It was like, okay, that shit happens, life happens. Did it again and again and again and again, like bro, and it's the same situation or worse. We even see women on TikTok like, hey, you can get 200 per kid or 400 per kid. That's $2,000 a month. Why would I work? Like, we even see women be like, hey, I should advocate for it. Like, so I don't look, bro. I don't want to get into this bag.
So what you said, like 2019, 629,000 people or women got an abortion, right? Of the population of 330 something million Americans, that is 0.187% of the entire population. Not even 1%, not even close to 1%. It's a very small minority of people that do get abortions. But I do still feel like it's just weird telling people what to do with their own livelihood over some because most.
Is it telling them what to do? Is that a narrative? Let's really analyze that.
I mean,
narrative.
yeah. If I want to do whatever I want to do, it's no different to me. It's no different than forcibly. And I know you may say it's different, but it's no different than like if they say, you know what, for public health reasons, you must get vaccinated. To live around in the world, you must get vaccinated.
That's not the same.
You want to go outside?
That's not the same.
I don't
That's
know.
not the same. That's not the same.
Okay.
It's not because you thinking about it. You are willing to have sex with someone that you're not willing to keep it with. You're willing to have sex and be risky in circumstances that you probably shouldn't be doing it in.
So let me ask you something. Will you never have sex with anybody you don't plan on having a kid with?
No. If I have a kid, that's something I got to be accountable for.
So you just okay. So you're willing to deal with those consequences.
Well, it's not a consequence. Like you did something you enjoyed. Man up, woman up. Take care of something that you should love. That's life.
I mean, you can enjoy things that come with consequences.
But I don't think that's calling your baby a consequence.
You enjoy doing heroin. There's a consequence.
Calling a kid a consequence is kind of crazy to me, and I think that's what
people call kids mistakes.
But that's the stupid ass, like, it wasn't a mistake when you was deep in the innards. It wasn't a mistake then. Like, I don't like this. Like, go back and like try to change shit. Like, bro, you had sex multiple times regularly. It happened. Like I said, I know it happens with kids and shit like that, which is gonna be kind of a crazy thing. But at the end of the day, bro, we got to get way more responsible, bro. I'm not about to sit up here and act like they're telling us what to do. No, bro. They're saying we're not gonna give you a cop out. We're not gonna bail you out. That's what they're saying. No longer do we think it's okay to do this, so we're not gonna bail y'all out. That's what they're saying. Now you can do with that as you will. I don't think that's telling somebody what to do. I just don't. But
I'm trying to think of this. Okay, so
that's the narrative.
It's your decisions you made. Okay. So how would you feel if they say, you know what? Some of you people have got yourself in a situation to where, let's say, y'all are in poverty, right? By your own personal decisions, you're in poverty. We're now gonna, you know what? Fuck it. We don't, no food stamps, no housing. Fuck that. You on your own. Figure it out. You be fine with that?
Outside of disabled people, I wouldn't care too much about that.
You don't care?
Make better decisions.
Bro, I say, hey, get on y'all shit. Hey, get on y'all shit. Bro, do what you gotta do.
That don't teach. That's biblical. That's not teaching someone how to fish.
It may not be necessarily good because we see how people get dependent on the government and they never get out of the situation. Like, I'm not really advocating for or against it, but I was just throwing it out there as like
I think we should give it out and it be more like it has more incentivized to actually help somebody grow. Like, there's like certain standards you need to meet or certain jobs that they're trying to get you into so they can take you off of these things. Like, hey, if you're on these programs, you also in a program for us to look for you the best type of job for your circumstances. We analyze that you as a person should be making this amount. Whether we need to go educate you or whether you need, that's teaching somebody how to fish. Are we going to certify you and train you? Because let's be real. Governments used to do that. Our government used to do shit like that. The GI Bill or other different things. We'll train you up and give you bonuses and give you land and all this other shit, because that in the long run is gonna help you. They don't do shit like that now. So no, I don't think just let's give them food stamps willy nilly and think like that's the way. Like, no.
I don't know. I still feel like I said, like, I personally, I wouldn't plan on getting no abortions, but I feel like that's just something that should be
I get
given to people to do. But also, I just want to make this point too. It is also not the Supreme Court's job to do that. If you're really mad about it, who you should be mad at is your congressperson, your senator. Like they're the ones that are supposed to make the laws to where that doesn't happen. They're supposed to when they're supposed to codify it 3 months ago. They ain't do shit. Those are people you really should be mad at.
So I'm not gonna compare abortion. I'm not trying to compare it, but y'all get the context. I'm just answering Charles. Yes, it's a medical procedure, but so is getting like titty implants. So is getting BBLs. Is that the most productive thing in the world? So just because it's a medical procedure, is that something that we should be practicing? Is that something that's good for the psyche of our country? Is that good for the psyche of our people? Like, no. Like when we think about it, bro, we're not understanding like the overall statistics. Like when we see other countries, why do you think China implemented certain laws of like, hey, we can't have too many kids or something like that? Like they don't just do it for no reason. Like it be certain population control, and not to a point where it's like we wiping people out through genocide. So
except for the Uyghurs,
yeah, no, they do shit like that. So I'm not trying to act like what they did is perfect, but to act like they don't do certain implements, like to act like the white population is.
I think his point is who's bailing them out because it's like how is that hurting anybody? Like it's not like they're having to pay for it or they're having to whatever.
How is
like,
it?
I mean,
what do you mean?
Maybe that's what he's
saying. What do you mean it's not hurting anybody?
I'm saying no. I'm reading what he's saying about
it. It hurts our community. 1,000 black kids are die a day because of abortions. That hurts our community.
Do you think it hurts the community or makes it better?
I think it hurts.
Hey, hold on. Let me rephrase. That sounded crazy when it came. That sounded crazy when it came out. But I was meaning as far as a lot of people who can't take care of kids. Is it great to have a lot of more kids that are born into poverty that may be born into a life of this, maybe not be as productive? I'm not saying black. I'm saying in general, people who don't want these kids, don't want to provide for these kids, can't provide for these kids. Is it better to flood the world with these children, or is it better, just to like let the parent do what they got to do and say, you know what, this kid ain't gonna have a good life? Because also the whole thing of adoption, that shit ain't gonna work either. Because we already know how that child system is all fucked up with rapists and neglect and all type of shit like that. So that's not even a solution either. As far as hey, just give birth and give it to the foster.
So in my
that ain't gonna work.
I get your point, but to me, out of those 1,000, at least 10, maybe 100 should be productive. That can help our economy. That can help our people over the years. 10,000. Wait, what I said? 1,000 a day? Like, come on, bro.
365,000 a year.
Come on, bro. Like, we not gonna act like ain't no stars in there that we missing. You know
so
how talented we are.
Ain't no LeBrons in there.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
That bitch just killed LeBron.
Y'all love Zion. We could have had a nigga way colder than that by now. Come on, nigga.
She killed the next Obama. She didn't even know she had Obama.
Niggas could have been running 8.0s by now.
I'm trying to name people besides athletes. I'm trying to name some. The Peoples. They had Don Peoples in there. Robert. What's his name? He a billionaire. What's his name? Robert. I don't know his fucking name. Robert something though. He's a billionaire.
MLK, Malcolm X's, nigga. We got a bunch of fucking stars, nigga. And to act like 365,000 of them gone is just something we should just snuff at. And then let's be real. Can we understand where these doctrinations come from?
He bringing it back to eugenics.
Parenthood, Planned Parenthood. What's her name? Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger, thank you.
Let me ask you: Do you believe the institution could change over time from maybe evil to good, or do you
they don't even know? Evil? They don't even know their inception. The system that they created, the people running that shit now just looking for a profit. Look, that's just a business that's been created and people have bought that idea out. But once that idea was implemented, just like Willie Lynch. Oh, Willie Lynch wasn't a real person. Once the idea was implemented, who gives a fuck if it's the original owner? Most of them people don't even understand that. So no, I think
I want to get. My bad.
It's just as insidious as the original, the original person that created it. The lady was a part of KKK. She was known for having speeches. She literally talked about the best way to a clean and pure race is through abortion. If we ever want to cure the degenerates, it's through abortion. So Bro, it's so many points that we can make.
This how I look at it.
My last point, bro. My last point. It's so many points that we can make, bro. But at the end of the day, black people was all time married. What in the 50s? We was thriving, bro. We wasn't looking to have abortions, bro. It's more about our mentality and where we at is why abortion is a problem than abortions, bro. If we was healed and wise as a community, we would be laughing at this law because it wouldn't fucking affect us. But it speaks to how degenerate we are and how we don't believe our people can change because we need to implement bullshit laws like that. Instead of changing shit around and be like, hey, y'all, yeah, let's be accountable.
I ain't gonna lie, let me ask a question. But I can't remember now. But there was something that happened recently. I can't fucking remember it. But when it happened, people act like it was the end of the world. And then like months went by and nothing happened. I forgot what it was, something like major that happened. But I cannot remember what it was.
Every other,
it was a law or something. It was something that was major, and then it went by and like nothing happened. I forgot what it was. But back to what you said, I agree. I agree mostly with what you're saying because, like I said, like accountability. People should go back to. I think people should go back to being like more wholesome, more whatever, more this, more that. Because it's all a cultural, type of thing, right? But I just feel weird. I don't know. My thought process, like telling people what they can and can't do, is just weird to me.
Telling people to do better is nothing crazy. The fact that we can't even tell niggas to do better and act like, it's not politically correct.
Like a girl, a girl can't have like a girl can't have like a one-time abortion. She might have had a mistake. Like, oh fuck, like you said, like kid, like 18-year-old, 19-year-old. Like I'm in college, I had sex, I was a little drunk. Oh fuck, like come on. Like that's now you talking about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 abortions. That's a little wild. But like the college chick who got drunk, she's studying for her finals. She got a little crazy. The dude fucked her. He nutted in her. Hey, I want to fucking live my life. I don't want to have this baby. Let the girl have the abortion.
I don't disagree with you. I will say that. I don't think abortion should be demonized. But I'm speaking more to the outrage of our culture. Like, we should be more outraged at our behavior. More than the government being the government. The government gonna always do government shit. Whether you like it or not. So why are we acting like anything has changed? Like, bro, we too good of people to be this reactionary, bro. We too wise. We're too creative. We're too adaptive to be concerned about some fucking abortion laws as a people. I just have that much faith in us.
I can't. To me, like I said, the 2, 3, 4, 5 people just going crazy. Like, fuck you, I'm getting my abortion. They celebrate when they get abortions. I don't give a fuck about the people. If you celebrate an abortion, I kind of think you're a little bit evil. Like you're kind of weird. Like that's weird to me. Like the woman who's like sneaking to do it, she got the hood on. Like she doesn't really want, but she's like in a bind. I respect her more than I'm on my 5th abortion. Like, all right, relax, sweetie.
I agree. I agree with that. I don't understand the people fucking rioting and like hooraying so much. Not the rioting part. The people who like why are you so happy? Like I don't get that. I will say that. But to answer your question, to respond to Carla, I feel like that's short-sighted just because men have to pay child support. You can get a man put in jail if you really want to. You can really get a man wages deducted. So a man, it can be put on a man too. So to act like it don't affect men or or children in general don't have no effect on a man is kind of crazy. Or to say that women don't have the power to like enact certain things on men is kind of crazy. We can be held responsible for our kids. And it's even been proven that dudes that ain't even his kid, he'll get put on child support because he was taking care of him for a year or two. So we've seen plenty of examples of where men can be held responsible for having to take care of kids or whatnot. But I'm not, like I said, I don't think it should.
You think there's more examples of that, or you think there's more examples of men just outright not taking care of their kids?
I don't know. I know the black community take care of their kids the most. That's a statistic. And I know black men take care of their kids the most. So to put it on black men like, oh, we just so ain't shit, and that's the reason for abortions, that's just not real. I think it's irresponsible women and men that need to do some adapting. I'm not putting it all on women. Like, it takes 2 to tango for sure. But women ultimately control access to sex. Women ultimately control, do you wear a condom or not? Now, if a condom busts, all right, shit happens. Let's get some shit done, plan B or some shit like that. But the majority of the shit that happens,
they try to blame plan Bs now.
No, that's some wild shit. That's some wild shit. Unless it's some medical shit to deal with that, that's some wild shit. But my thing is to act like, I don't know, to act like men just are escape free from it is kind of weird to me.
I mean, this like I said, I think if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna ban it for women, you should probably make it a little bit more, at least make it easier, right? Like, okay, people say, hey, you have to have a kid, and you know what I'm saying, like I think you say, like, you don't want to baby people, you want to, like, hey, you made your decision. Okay, let's also just make it easier for people to, like, get daycare. Like, I've seen people say, like, they're paying $400 a week for daycare. It's like, bro, come on, that's a rent. That's pretty much a rent. Like, I got to pay $400 a week for daycare. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I know it's some one-off occurrences that happen, and those should be like, it should be exceptions to the rule. I'm not going, like I said, I don't think it should be demonized, but we shouldn't be overreacting. Like I said, it's what 1% of the population, guys.
No, it's not even 1%. It's 0.0. Is that 1%? Is that 1%? 0.1? That's not 1%.
Less than 1%. That's still a small amount. To act like this really affects women is pandering. It's trolling to y'all emotions. This is a distraction for, hey, come vote for the Democrats because we have no other thing to offer but some shit like this. Or not even Democrats. Maybe it's an overall Republican Democrats like, hey, we about to shake some shit up so we get all y'all attention for the election again. They always do this shit. So
go to me. Speaking of elections, I think personally. Now, obviously, I don't think they're supposed to not do that. So I don't think the justices move on. Like, oh, I mean, I don't think they do. Maybe they do. Who knows? Whatever. But anyways, I don't think it's good to do this right around election season. I don't think it's good to galvanize a bunch of people.
They did it on purpose.
But it'd be counterproductive to them. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Let me hear you.
Because they're majority Republican on the thing. To galvanize a bunch of people like this, when this is unpopular, mind you. I think it's like 80% of people disagree with this in America. 80%. It's not like it's a popular thing. They ain't like, oh, 50% of 50, like, oh, Republicans, whatever. Like, no, it's like 80% of people disagree with banning or overturning Roe versus Wade. So it's not very popular. And then when Clarence Thomas comes out and says, you know what? I think we should also look at the contraceptive thing, which would be like Plan Bs and other type of contraceptives, maybe birth control, whatever. Let's look at that one. And then, oh, you know what? Let's also look at, should you be allowed to, have gay marriage? Should you allowed to have, like, all these different things? You're gonna just galvanize people to go out and fucking vote for the other side, when it was really gonna be a red wave of whatever. But at the end of the day, it depends on what you like. Do you care more about this, or do you care more about inflation, gas prices, food short? Like, what? It just depends on what side of the thing you follow.
My thing is to act like these are not two sides of the same bird is the reason that you can have those certain arguments. They don't. It's at this point, bro. They work in cahoots. To act like one side doesn't win when the other side do some shit is ridiculous. Like, them control. This all about the control.
No, this is great for Democrats.
But outside of Democrats and Republicans, bro, this is great for they have the control of this is just, hey, look at the control we have on the masses, bro. Puppetry, bro. Like, this ain't got shit to do with Democrats and Republicans. We can distract y'all at will. That we can enact emotions out of y'all at will. That's what this is, bro. This ain't about, like, it's gonna turn into political shit later on, but this is really about just like the COVID shit and wearing a mask, wearing 2 masks, wearing 3 masks. This shit, back to my Simon Says, this is fucking what's the name of that fucking game that everybody was watching, the Asian shit, Japanese shit,
Squid Game.
This is that, like, bro, like, we're gonna try to exercise control over y'all in different ways, and this is one of these ways, bro. Like, I'm past this is Republican, this is Democrat, bro. Biden and Trump, and like they got all this shit running the way that people want to run this shit, bro. Like, at the end of the day, bro, the masses is eating this shit up, bro, and that's what they want, bro. You invested into that game, bro, and come on, bro, that's not the game to be playing.
Did you see the senator from Texas say that? Okay, now let's look at Plessy versus Ferguson and Brown versus Board of Education, which had to do with, like, segregation in schools and shit like that.
I don't care. Let's do it. Fuck it. Let's go back. Let's see. Let's do it.
You want to go back?
I don't give a fuck. If y'all think it's gonna work out so well for y'all again, let's just try it out. I don't give a fuck, bro. Let's just take away all the constitutional rights. I don't give a fuck. Why should I care? The law never applied to my people. we never
the Plessy
really
versus
had rights.
Ferguson is like, you know, I mean, it had to do with segregation.
But let's
and,
be real,
having
like, all
equal
this
shit.
I understand that, but all this shit is a fucking facade. All this shit is bullshit. Why we still enslaved? Why we still not running shit? So in my eyes, to say like, oh, they're changing laws, like, bro, we've been on the wrong side of things. We've been on what would they call it? Behind enemy lines. Nothing's new. Oh, they're changing some of their laws that we never really got applied to us. Like, bro, come on, bro, stop it. Stop it. Oh, there's no such thing as slavery, but then there's modern fucking prisons. Making
that is a good point.
68 million a year.
California,
something.
Which is one of the most democratic, states, they decline. What they do? They didn't decline. Let me see. I could be wrong. Let me read it. I saw this headline. So California Senate rejects involuntary servitude amendment. So a proposal aimed at removing the last remnant of slavery from California law failed to pass the state Senate on Thursday after Governor Gavin Newsom administration warned it could cost taxpayers billions of dollars by forcing the state to pay prisoners a 15 per hour minimum wage. So he was saying,
it would collapse our society.
Slavery, keep the prisoners as slaves. That's what they said. It would collapse
our society if we got rid of this. That's what he said.
Yeah, it cost you billions of dollars. Literally California's GDP is like I could be wrong. I'm gonna start a number. The 13th highest, and that's like out of any country. Like that's like if California was its own country, it'd be the 13th, richest country in the world. If it was just by itself, not even just a part of the United States. If it was just by itself, it'd be the 13th wealthiest country in the world. But just shit like that. Like a proposal aimed at removing the last remnant of slavery from California law failed to pass the state Senate. That's a Democratic.
We are worse off.
Haven.
We were worse off before segregation. I mean, we were worse
off. Cheese. All people in prison aren't murderers.
And it's not that they're murderers, they're paying and they're producing products that's going to be sold. So they should just be paid for their services regardless of what they are. They can also eat in there. That maybe them making some money and being able to survive in jail can help, actually reform. And also,
like I said, like I'm not like if you're like a serial killer, murderer, whatever, like, but there's also
you can't get paid.
There's also people in there that murder somebody, quote unquote, but it was for a certain, reason. Like
you can't get. Who cares?
They fucked me over. They did this. They did this.
You can't get paid, nigga. Like
no, not a serial killer. Fuck him. He can pay him whatever fuck you gonna pay him.
I don't care. If you're gonna have a nigga working, like why hire a serial killer, nigga? Don't hire a serial killer. That's the real solution, nigga. But no, we need that nigga as a productive slave, so he could be a slave for you. But I don't know. I'm not gonna argue that. I'm not gonna die on that ledge. But
yeah,
my point of this all is to act like this shit really affect us deeply. Nah, we good, bro. We good. Black women. As strong as y'all say y'all are, y'all good.
He said, man, what does Bryce care about? Bryce don't care about shit but him.
Hey, man, that's not true.
Let's ask, what do Bryce care about? Let's see. What does Bryce care about?
Ultimately, I care about the black community because what I believe I'm preaching, I could be wrong, is ultimately growth. The things I said led to growth. I understand the reasons for abortion and why people may need it, but to act like the black community can't be more like strong and more smart and wise with their movements, or to have that hope, I think I would care about the black community. Like if I didn't care about the black community, I'd be like, fuck it, abortion's out the ass. 10 for every woman and man. You can fucking nut in anybody you want. That's me not caring. That's how I
feel. Okay. I mean, yeah, everybody's speaking out about it. Everybody got something to say about it. I saw Meg Thee Stallion did a whole thing about it. But it's like, the thing with Meg Thee Stallion is like, this is how I look at it. It's like, she's upset about it. She's on the side of people who are upset. But she's also promoting like a promiscuous like lifestyle. It's kind of like, hey, how about we just not promote that? And it's okay to not, be out here fucking all the time. Men and women, it's okay.
There's a statistic in the red pill community that speaks on before abortions was illegal, women were less promiscuous. So to argue, you said that hoes used to be better back then, or it wasn't, is whatever. Arguably, women don't hold themselves accountable because they have such measures. Like a man know that there's not too many fallbacks. If a woman want to have that baby, what's gonna happen? Either you man up or just be a bitch ass nigga essentially. Like how can you look in the mirror? Or if you fuck up, like you're gonna pay for the shit. But for women, when you look at that type of aspect, it's like, why would I take sex serious? Why would I take marriage serious? Like it has long term effects with how women will be single till 35, 40 and then be like, maybe I should have a kid now. Like, because it don't incentivize women to settle down because you have these bailouts again, or these like, whatever you want to call it. But it like I said, it's some type of statistic out there. I can't recall it 100%, but there was like, once abortions happen, the divorce rates go higher, all this other different shit, because it's all tied in. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds like some fucking red pill conspiracy, but honestly, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it.
Yeah, I'm reading. So your argument is really that a life decision was called. So your argument really is that because you had unprotected sex, you may have a lifetime responsibility. I mean, everybody should know that when you enter the contract of having sex, that there is a child that will come out at the end of that potentially.
If you call it a mistake, if people say the language that kids can be a mistake, if you can now get an abortion, wouldn't that be considered some type of bailout from a mistake? This is just simple English. Don't mean I'm judging y'all. Don't mean y'all are the most evil person in the world for getting it. No, take that out of it. I'm just speaking literal reality. If I was a young kid and almost was about to have a baby and we didn't have a baby, I would be like, woof. I escaped one.
The word bailout is like triggering the people. I can
but
see
I don't.
that,
What other word can you relief? Like, what do you? I don't know what other word to use. Like,
my choice.
I'm not mad at anybody that makes that choice. I'm really not. I'm someone that made that choice, but as someone that's also older and learned, don't move like the kid I was then. I wouldn't nowhere near think how I thought back then. And even then I had questions on, I don't really think we should be doing this. So I don't know. When you say a lifetime, like D-Friend said, it's the cut. Like that's what you sign up for. Can we take, what do y'all take seriously? Do y'all take sex seriously to a point where that can happen? Maybe abortions allow people to not take sex as seriously as it can. That's one of those things that led to that statistic. If you know you can have a plan B, if you know you can have all these there's no risks essentially. Oh, you can sleep with whoever, whenever. Why take it seriously?
Right. So essentially, you're saying don't have sex. I don't think. I mean, it only
have
be
smart
like,
sex.
It could just be like have sex with somebody you actually fuck with. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like it's not that big of a it's not that big of a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like Bryce said. Bryce says, because that's why I asked him. I said, okay, you saying all this have sex or whatever. You ain't. I mean, you have a girlfriend, so I'm saying in the future maybe y'all break up, whatever.
Even like, oh, I was cheating.
Would you
if
just
I was cheating,
anybody?
No, I wasn't cheating. But if I was outside, I was having sex, like nigga, I gotta look that in the face. And if she want to leave me and doing shit, like I gotta look all that in the face. I don't want to be a part of raising somebody else. I gotta look all that in the face.
So anytime you, Bryce, go into a sexual contract with a woman, you're willing to stand. You're there knowing that this woman I may potentially have a baby with, and I have to stay there for this child the entire time. You're willing to take that thing every time.
Spiritual multiverse reality. There's a decision you can make that can completely change your life in a matter of a second. That's how life works, guys. I'm sorry. That's how life works.
Is why Bryce really out here like people who should want to have a baby will get abortions because they don't want pregnancy pain.
I'm simply pregnancy pain.
I understand. It's for women who don't want a child.
I understand that, but you don't want a child. You gotta have smart sex, but you still have to understand the risk. At some point, you gotta understand the risk. We all want things in life, but there are certain risks. There are certain trade-offs. The feeling feel good enough for me to take that risk, even though I don't want a child. I don't want a child either. Not in my certain circumstances. I wouldn't want a child at all. But if it happened, I got to man up to that situation. All I am simply saying is people need to go on a sex diet, and you niggas is upset. I told y'all to trim a little calories on the sex, and you niggas is upset. Be a little smarter. Eat a little healthier. That's all I'm saying. It's like, hey, let's not do so much processed food, guys. Maybe let's cut off some salts and GMOs.
So look, I think okay. So you're forcing a trade because the tech is available. I don't think Bryce is necessarily even saying, and I'm trying to throw some pleas for my guy. I don't think he's saying that if he was on the Supreme Court, he would have voted to overturn it.
No,
he's just saying, okay, now that it's here, you would have. See, I don't care enough to tell me what the fuck to do, so I would never be like overturn it. I'd be like, hey,
would I overturn it? My thing is, why did it initially go into play? Why did we initially enact abortion? What was the ultimate rhetoric behind that? That's my real thing. That would be my question. But would I overturn it if I believed that it led to a women having a certain psyche of being more promiscuous? If I believed that it would lead to people taking the nuclear home more seriously, I might overturn it. If I would, because we said 86% of women that have abortions are single parents. That speaks to a mentality of people thinking a little too freely about life. So if I think I could trim that 86% down by overturning it, I might just do it. I might just do it. Because let's be real, it's 86% of less than 1% because it only affects 1% of the population. But there's still 86% of that 1% in that population of single parents. So why would I not try to change this 1%? It's not affecting a huge part of our community, and yet it may even change that small percentage to people thinking a little bit wiser. Because people that's together is not having this problem. People in relationships and marriage is not having this problem. It's people that's in circumstances and situations that they shouldn't be, taking risks that they shouldn't be. Why do they feel so comfortable taking these risks? Any other time, people are so tucked about their survival. Maybe there's bailouts in there. Because I know, in my mind, I don't got no bailout. So I don't fuck around with that shit. In other people's minds, they may got government assistance. In other people's minds, oh, fuck it, we may got plan B. In other people's minds, oh, she's on the pill, so I ain't got to worry about it. Or she got the shot, so I ain't got to worry about it. I'm not taking them risks. D-Fran used to pull out with a condom on.
Damn, nigga, you got to tell all my damn business? God damn. I need to tell all my damn business. Shit. I'm just here reading something. D-Fran used to, damn, nigga, what you doing? God damn.
That nigga did not see that shit.
I'm letting you talk. I'm listening to you talk. You know, you responded to Charles there. I'm reading some abortion stats. D-Fran used to, damn. What the hell? But no, I did do that. Like, I mean, hey, because
you take it so seriously. But for some reason, there's a segment of people that don't take it seriously. And you got to look into maybe abortions or other cop-outs like that as a reason. I'm sorry. I look deeper into things. Like I said, maybe I would overturn it, maybe I wouldn't. But one thing for sure, I don't think I'd be celebrating like these niggas do in the streets. Like, oh my God, thank you for doing it. I don't know.
I mean, to be honest, though, statistically, abortion rates have been going down since the 1980s. Like, it ain't like it's an increasing thing. It's going down over the years. So like, the CDC says that in 2019, there were 11.4 abortions in the U.S. per 1,000 women ages 15 to 44. Like Guttamacher data, the CDC's figures also suggest a general decline in abortion rate over time. In the 1980s, when the CDC reported on all 50 states and DC, it said there were about 25 abortions per 1,000 women ages 15 to 44.
So I'm going to respond to the chat. Charles went first. What did he say? Some people don't want to be in relationships. I understand that. It's a lot of things in life I don't want. I don't want to work. I don't want to work to have to be the most successful person in the world. I just wish I could be successful. Like,
How that work?
yeah, I mean, it's certain things in life. It's like maybe maybe people should understand life is serious, and you may not want certain things, but when you play around with fire, because is a fire, it's a fire element. Let's be real, it's a passionate thing. When you play with fire, you can get burnt if you're not responsible. That's simple. That's the simple. I can break it down. And then to argue with Carla point or debate Carla point,
Don't debate my wife.
the woman. Well, I'm gonna debate D Friend, and you told her what I said. So D Friend, what I would say, I'm being funny. Hey, your
There are people
woman
in relationships
think for
who go
herself.
through. There are people in relationships who go. Let me read this real quick. There are people in relationships who go through this, but guess what? If I get pregnant and the man wants to leave me, I'm the one who is left with the baby, and shit is expensive.
So let's be real. If you were married to a bum or you was with a bum, you chose a bum. And even if you took him to court, you probably wouldn't get much. But if you chose a decent sized man, you're gonna get something. There's a few women, yeah, you won't get nothing, but you was already in that bummy category. So what can you expect from getting out of him? He ain't got shit. But that's not every woman. So if a man did leave middle class people for mostly, or even richer people, you're gonna get something. And then, because we know that the family courts favor women. Like, let's be real. It's not 100% for sure. I've seen that fucking side of things. It's not 100%. But past that, you can also put the law on that nigga ass. You can get that nigga wage garnishes. And unless he broke, which that was the caliber of nigga that women was dealing with. So, I mean, some point she got to be some type of accountable.
And poor people can't have kids?
But what can you expect? We can't get nothing out of him. You chose to sleep with a bum. What do you expect to get out this nigga? Like, we can't make magic, nigga. But if you was sleeping with a decent dude, so that'll be the first thing. Women sleeping with decent dudes, but these dudes might decide to leave, right? The courts will still give them something. If they was together for a certain amount of time, they're going to get something.
Let me tell you something. Having kids, and there's two people in the household. Money, that's cool.
No, that's real.
I couldn't imagine being a single dad with my fucking kids.
No, that's 100%.
Fuck, I don't give a damn if you give me $1 million a month. I don't give a damn. That's a lot of work. Fuck the money. Just dealing with kids every day is a lot of work.
No, that's
if you rich or not. Now, if you rich, you get nannies, you don't give a fuck, whatever. But dealing with kids is like, that's the thing, really.
No, I said it. It was a true crime TV show. She had 4 kids. I reacted to it. I said one woman is trying to replace the strength and energy of a community, because it takes a community to raise a child. So a single mother or parent is technically trying to replace the energy of a community, because even if it was a father and mother, that still can be too much. I know many parents that were co-parents that it's still not the easiest thing having 2 parents. When you have a grandparent, when you have 2 grandparents, when you got their grandparents, when you got their cousins they can go play at, that makes life a lot easier. Like, in general. So I understand that 100%. But let's be real. Shouldn't you take sex more seriously? Or not sex. Shouldn't you take the people you have sex with more seriously if you know that's a risk that a nigga can just leave? If the nigga don't have upstanding fucking character, why even open your legs to that nigga? Isn't that an argument? Shouldn't that be a conversation? Because let's say this. I had a conversation. A dude, they was like, when you see people walk in this warehouse, you can just see that they not gonna make it. They got a slouch. They don't got a pep in their step. Or he too weak. We could just tell that he not gonna make it. You know, they don't gotta talk to him. But if they did, they probably would just confirm even more what they thought. So for me, it's like, a woman should be able to see that nigga don't got what it take. And if you can't see that as a woman and you still out here sleeping with niggas willy-nilly and you're like, oh, this nigga left me. Well, you was sleeping with niggas that didn't have what it take. And yes, you can blame them niggas for not being shit, but you shouldn't have gave them niggas no pussy. Now, if they raped you 100%,
okay,
that's crazy.
So what you're saying, you recommend only have sex with a nigga when you pretty much like married?
Married, or you trust that nigga. But y'all say niggas ain't shit.
A lot of niggas
y'all say niggas ain't shit. Y'all say niggas ain't shit.
I see plenty of women on Instagram look like they're the perfect nigga. They at fucking the baby shower with her. They at the this with her. And then the baby come, the nigga that's skedaddled out the door.
That nigga probably had red flags. To act like this nigga was a fucking Denzel Washington his whole life and action didn't speak louder than words, like how it does for the majority of fucking people in this world. I doubt that you're just that victim. I doubt it. I'll stand on that ledge. It was many red flags. Now, maybe you weren't educated to see it. We can talk about that. But no, I have responsible
So you
sex.
think niggas can for finesse
One night
and
stands?
portray the good? No, I'm talking about a relationship.
How? Let's be real, bro. The women that's giving up this sex, how invested are really doing research on this man?
When you research, what do you mean?
How many people actually talking to the parents and dealing with parents? Like, how many people introducing their boyfriend to their parent? Like, how many people are really vetting these people that they date? They not, bro.
Like for years? You think you've been together with somebody for years?
And you think the person can act for years? If you got pregnant within 2 weeks, yeah, okay, that nigga probably tricked you. But you probably shouldn't have been fucking with a nigga off 2 weeks and you ain't even know the nigga really. How many women had kids with niggas they didn't know?
I would think the statistics of that.
Like, and I mean, like, actually didn't know. Like, personally, you don't really know that nigga character. You don't really know that nigga like that. You don't know this nigga's school history. You don't know if that nigga was a dweeb or you don't know that nigga. That happens a lot, bro.
So there's a couple new people here. Let's clarify our position. I think you should be able to do it. I don't give a fuck. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't give a fuck. You want to get an abortion? That's fine. Do what the fuck you want to do. Bryce, what's your stance? Just to like clarify for new people that's in the building.
A nigga gotta say the most to get the buns. It's already a lame nigga. Why you gotta talk? Nigga, your actions should be speaking louder than words. And women should see that. I told a woman this. She's like, it'd be so hard. It was a girl on there we went to school with. She said, it'd be so hard to fuck with niggas. I say, stop listening to them niggas and see what they do for you. What is a nigga actually doing for you? Is he showing that he's invested? Because a nigga showing his investment is putting time in, spending money to a certain situation. Obviously, a nigga just spending money ain't whatever. But a nigga actually spending money and he may not have it. He actually looking out for you. Like, damn, battery went out.
Damn. You can still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But
okay,
yeah,
I'm here.
But I was like, stop listening to niggas. Because niggas can say a bunch of shit. But that's called running game. And to act like people don't know that there's a game being played is crazy. To act like women don't know game and don't play games on nigga is crazy.
Bryce's logic is crazy. Take away women's rights and tell them to be a PI at the same time.
A PI? Come on, bro. That's ridiculous. D-Frame. How many niggas that you don't fuck with because they had questionable behavior?
How many people do I not fuck with?
Yes. Like niggas that was around, we went to school.
Oh, yeah, nah. It's like, you can kind of say, like, I ain't fuck with that nigga.
How sometimes it may take a little while, but you imagine spending hours with that person day in, day out on the phone, spending the night with them. And you was able to figure out these people you probably wouldn't want to fuck with them. And it was probably only
let me
time to time.
Because like we don't even know what the percentage of that is. That might not even be like a large percentage of people. So like let's read these real quick. I'm about to read percentages for the demographics, right? So this is for 2019 because I guess with COVID and shit they wasn't really tracking and yada yada. But whatever. So the vast majority of women who had abortions in 2019 were unmarried, 85%. You said that. While married women accounted for 15%, according to the CDC, which had data on it from 41 states in New York City, but not the rest of New York. So in the District of Columbia, in 29 states that reported racial and ethnic data on abortion, 38% of all women who had abortions in 2019 were non-Hispanic Black women, while 33% were non-Hispanic white, 21% were Hispanic, and 7% were of other race or ethnicity. Among the ages 15 to 44, there were 23.8 abortions per 1,000 non-Hispanic Black women, 11.7 abortions per 1,000 Hispanic women, 6.6 per non-Hispanic white women, and 13 per 1,000 of other races, right? So when you look at this chart, when you look at this thing, in 2019, most abortions were for women who had never had one before. So 58% of people who had abortions never had a kid before, right? 24% were for who have had one kid, 11% were people who have two kids, and 8% were people who had three or more. One abortion for women who had already given birth. So in 2019, most U.S. abortions were given to women who have already given birth. The chat ain't fucking with you today, man. Usually you be the nigga on point. You ain't on point today, baby. You ain't on point.
Hey, I'm fine.
You ain't on your P.
Bro, like I said from the jump, this don't even affect women like y'all trying to make it seem. It's 1%. It's 1%.
It's not 1%. It's 0.1.
Like, let's be real. Y'all trying to make it seem like, oh, I hate
I
women.
think that's not the bigger picture, though. I don't think it's the bigger picture of how many does it affect. I think just taking the ability for someone to do something for themselves is the problem. That's what people talking about. Not that, like
It's
I said,
not.
some women may never even get an abortion, but it's like, damn, you the legislator, I don't even have the ability to do it. That's the problem.
Damn, I gotta move smarter. Oh my God.
But it's not always like just moving smart. It's like, oh, a mistake happened here, or this happened here. It ain't always just,
Well,
hey,
live up to it, bro. You
I'm
gotta
fucking
live.
a million niggas I got pregnant. It's not always
You gotta
that
live
situation.
up to you gotta live up to your decisions, bro. This is life. What are we acting like? This not a fairy tale world, bro. We can't play with the bumpers on, bro. Life don't play with you like that. You here today and gone tomorrow. What are we talking about? Like, I get the honeymoon phase and shit like that, but is it really worth risking something like that and even having to put yourself through the psyche of having to do something like that? No. And they said I'm young. I'm speaking from a perspective of someone that's had to do that or been through that. But would I want to do that again? No. Do I feel like that? Like, come on, bro. Like,
So let me ask you something, because we talked about this earlier. I'm going to ask you because I'm asking you because you said, people and their decisions, yada, yada, yada. You made a bad decision. You fall on hard times. You falling low on money. Will you go to the government for assistance?
I do whatever I gotta do.
So why do women get their abortions?
Because they're not giving you abortions.
But
But
not giving you abortions.
they taking away it. But if they took
That's
away
what I'm
government,
saying.
if I was down bad, and they took away government assistance. It's
No,
all
but your
fucking
thing
well.
is your thing is like, hey, yeah, you do what you do, fuck it.
But
So
that's
then,
because
if that's your mentality, then hey, if you go down bad, don't take the government shit. You figure it out yourself.
That's not the same
Use the
logic to
women.
me.
To me, if you saying the women got to figure it out on their own, you no more abortions. You did that. That's your.
They
that's
have
your
to
problem.
figure it out
That's
on
your
their
issue.
own because the status quo has changed. And it's not even
Okay,
on their own.
So what you're doing is you're speaking to just being banned. You're not speaking to you're not speaking to the mentality that's still around. You still shouldn't get one, period. Right? That's just we can clarify what we're talking about.
Like, bro, life has changed. We got to adapt.
Hold on.
What, y'all about to cry over spoiled milk? Y'all gonna keep moving stupid? I'm trying to get y'all points. It already happened. They did it, and we had no amount of voting, no amount of hoopla was gonna change that shit. They did that shit without any of our say so. So what do we? Time to move on. What are we gonna do besides that? But address the real problems that need to be addressed to actually move on productively. I don't get it. Man.
Man, I don't know.
I've been in a lot of fights, bro. You wouldn't even believe it. But no,
He said, "Bro, you got a crazy record."
What you mean? Like, what you mean record? Like
That's
fighting?
what he said. I guess I'm about fighting. I guess. USB mode, bitch, turn off.
But nah,
all right,
like I said, I get how it can come off a certain type of way, but when we really look at the grand scheme of things, bro, all people have to do is move a little bit more smarter. Take relationships a little more seriously. Like what people don't, let's address, why don't people want to be in relationships anymore? That's a natural human thing to want to be around people. We are social.
I think, let me
creatures.
say something. I think two things could be true at once. I think that people could be more.
I'm 27. About to be 28. Because
people can be more
age
cognitive.
matters.
People can be more cognitive about having meaningful relationships because it'll probably lead to a more meaningful life, right? I believe you have two conversations at the same time. We do see that the nuclear family is looked at as a thing that's not, the biggest deal right now. That's that normal shit you creeping in.
He talking about me. Because it'd be some wild shit. Then he be like, man, that nigga mixing in logical crazy shit.
People need people for sure. But this idea of normal is often a problem.
I agree with you saying, D-Friend, though. It can be two things. I don't think that all abortion should be banned, especially medical procedures, especially rape. And even, I think, even certain circumstances. But if you get, maybe it should just be a limit on it. Like, you only can
that was
get
it. Like, you should have like a 20 time punch card. Like, all right, calm down. Like,
So
if you got 3, it's like, all right, bro, what you doing? What's up? What we got to do? We gonna burn the tube? Nigga got to get a vasectomy? What we doing? Why we keep coming up here?
So I think what people are conflating, should the government have done this right now in this time? Probably not. Is there other ways that we probably could have addressed the problem of women not taking relationships seriously? Probably so.
Men and women, man. Stop blaming the women.
But they make it seem like it's a women thing. So my argument
It's a woman. It's a woman thing because of the physicality of pregnancy.
No, but the reason I said it was like you talk about women and you say, oh, they need to do all these different things or whatever. But or I said abortion basically is like what caused them to have like not take relationships seriously, right? So is the right way to actually readdress their problem is to just take away abortions or to address it in a different way, like re-educating the public?
See, I'm a flying low. I personally wouldn't want to get somebody an abortion, but I'm not, I ain't telling you what to do.
I don't know about we. I'm not a part of the we of America. They may be going backwards. I don't know what the fuck they doing. I don't give a fuck. I'm in my own world. Big Charles, Big D Fred, we hey, I don't know. I'm in my own world, bro. Like, I'm not worried about they shit. Like,
Charles, we might have to get a refund from this nigga. We might get a refund, big dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Are we really in a different? Y'all saying y'all going backwards with?
I think it goes backwards just because, like, at a time, women didn't have a right to choose what they wanted to do. Now they had it for 50 years. Now they going back. Y'all don't have this right no more.
They going back. My people that think like me, not bothered by this shit.
Yeah, but 80% of the people in America believe that it shouldn't have been fucked with.
Maybe I don't care. Guess what? I'm speaking to what he said.
Bryce is that Republican nigga that get on here and say abortion is bad. As soon as that nigga have a baby, hold on, bitch. Where the closest abortion clinic at?
No, I didn't say
Where the closest clinic at? Where the clinic at? Where the Plan B at?
He said it speaks to ideology of this country. The ideology of this country has always been flawed. I never fucked with it. If it going backwards, it never went anywhere. It's still built off slavery. So my point is, I don't give a fuck. Fuck America. I'm gonna get it how I get it. And my people, even the black people that's acting like a victim, acting like they give a fuck, they not affected by this shit. We not weak like that.
I think it's just people just want the choice, man.
Had a choice, don't have it.
They don't got it now. They took it.
My point is, life happens. You got to adjust, and we strong enough to adjust. You can want all the things you want in the world, but that's not logical. You can
Charles,
want things.
We gotta hit a recall on this nigga, man.
I don't understand what I'm saying is crazy. I really don't.
Who texts me? I don't think you're necessarily crazy. I just saying, they do the fuck they want to do.
So you don't think people can change?
Change as far as what?
I'm talking about flying low. Like, it's impossible for me to be like, you know what I did when I was 17 or 16, or how I thought.
So like, his deletion years ago. So you cool with it being taken away now? Oh, he's saying like you had one back in the day, so now you. But also, let's be fair. Bryce, was that? I don't know if put your business out there, but was that your decision?
I had conversations about it, but I never was like, let's do it.
Well, never mind.
I never. The first time it happened, I was like, I'm not sure.
Oh, so you're a serial?
Yeah, I talked about this before. Like, what are we talking about?
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even know you was a serial. I thought you was like a
bro. Stop capping. Like, you don't remember?
No bullshit. I only remember one time.
I
only remember one time.
You don't remember?
I don't remember this. I don't remember the multiple. I just remember one. I thought the other one was like a miss. You know what I'm saying?
It could have been. I don't know. Like I said, the other ones I never was for. The first time it happened, I was like, should we do it? I was literally my junior year. She was a freshman. So me thinking like that wasn't crazy. And like I said, even then, I don't think there's no exception to the rule. I said that. Do people not listen to words? I said it shouldn't be demonized. There should be exceptions. There maybe should just be a limit. And people should move smarter.
And Bryce can admit, back in the day, he wasn't moving smart, man.
Might not even have been mine. Fuck are we talking about?
It might not even been mine.
Like what?
So he definitely wasn't moving smart.
That's true. That's definitely true. No,
If you got a chick you don't even know if it's yours, you definitely ain't moving smart.
no, I was definitely stupid. But even then, I was like ready to man up.
I feel you. Hey, y'all can ask Carla. Me and Carla knew each other for I ain't gonna lie, like 3 months. She said, you know, I ain't trying to put your business out there, baby, but I'm just speaking the real. She told me, she said, hey, I think I might have missed. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting there, nigga, I was looking up the police academy. I was ready to I was about to drop out of college. I'm about to step up. Some dudes ain't like that though. Some dudes be like, fuck that, I'm out of here. Girl, you fuck you, I'm out. But you know.
That speaks to certain people understanding and picking good people.
Whatever.
I said, are you speaking to me?
But yeah, that's why I mean. Some people ain't built like that. Some people built like, you know, fuck it, tuck their tail and run. But he's not the police captain. No bullshit. I didn't know what to do. I was like, okay, they got benefits, they got this, they got that. I got to join the police academy. I wasn't going to the army, so I was like, fuck it, I'll join the police academy.
Can I ask this question?
All right, let's hear it. Can he ask a question? He's on the stand right now. Let him ask a question.
Do you think it's random that people are able to pick good friends and good spouses and things like that?
I think it's random.
Yeah.
But
like, do you think it's you don't have to answer to a personal level, but I just want to maybe even put it to this perspective. Do you think it was random that you fell for Carla fell for you, and y'all just so happen to be good people, or it's something that you can see in them that like?
But that's my anecdotal, you know, experience. That ain't like it for everybody.
My thing is, you don't think that's how most people in good relationships kind of build them, like.
No, because a lot of people, it start out great, it start out sweet, and then it gets sour.
I don't know about the start out great shit. I think that's gassing.
I mean, it's like the honeymoon phase. Like, it's good. We go on a date, we laughing, we chuckling, then it get shifty.
That don't mean the relationship great. Y'all was just in some puppy love shit. Anybody can do that.
But the relationship. So okay, when you say relationship great, are you saying some deeper shit? Or you saying
like I'm saying, I'm not even saying that the relationship is great. That you are a good person. You are a person.
He said not deeper and a piece of shit. I think I'm like you.
I'm talking about you having good character, Carla having good character, and y'all seeing that because she didn't set off your red flags. You didn't set off her red flags. You don't think that's a part of how good relationships get built? Do you think that's like random?
Yeah, it could be random.
I don't think so. I'm just curious.
Because people stumble upon people at certain points in their life. You grow apart. You do this. You do that. You thought you was great for this time, but then that don't mean you're not as great. Like, it's a relationship.
When stuff like that happened, that don't mean the relationship was bad or y'all hate each other. I'm talking about when shit was toxic. You got tricked type shit.
So give me a better scenario. I'm trying to pick up what you're putting down.
Like I said earlier about picking good friends. Like, do you think it's random that out of all your close friends, none of them really fucked you over like that?
Maybe I don't know none of y'all fucked me over. I don't know. Like, y'all hiding something from me. I don't know what y'all niggas did. But what do you think about niggas who have friends for 20 years and they fall out because something bad shit happened? Like, you thought they was good for that time, and then just something at a certain point in their life happened. I'm thinking more like that along the lines of that shit. Like,
okay,
should be good. Should be good until, like, you could be in a relationship. Like, this is how I look at it, right? And this is some fake shit. So, like, it obviously doesn't correlate completely with this. But me and Carla watch these bullshit ass shows all the time, right? Oh, we on the island together. We in love. These people like fall in love with each other when they on this fucking island. As soon as that real life shit hit, shit get different. Some people are in the fake life. College is like fake life. College is we in the dorm room. We can go eat whenever we want. That's fake life. But when real life shit start happening, it's like, oh, hold on. I don't know if this person right one for me. I don't know if this person me really click on the real world level. And then if you get pregnant by that person and then real world shit hit, you know, it might.
So life, you can't guarantee life being perfect by any means. And I think there are some good, like I said, some decent things that can help you if those circumstances happen, like somebody leaving you or something. But like, I feel like we making it seem like every girl that got an abortion was because of a dude that she just was so confused by. Like, it makes women seem like they just like so incapable. Or like instead
Well,
of just saying,
who said that?
because that's the underlying thing that I'm feeling from that. It's like these women.
I honestly, maybe not the people who celebrate abortion. I'm not really with people who celebrate it that are just weird. Like, fuck you, I'm gonna have my abortion. I'm thinking it's just most people just they're befuddled by the. I just don't have the choice now if it ever arose for whatever reason. I think that's the main crux of it all. I no longer have that choice. Oh look, God done tell them something. Oh, the
Yeah,
cat.
man.
Oh, never mind. It's the cat's the fucking deity.
I'm just getting a feel for the room at this point. I'm not speaking anything. I haven't really said anything to make no points. I'm asking questions at this point.
Mm.
No, I think
it's just like it's just a choice.
My overall point of asking that is like I don't think that if y'all broke up or something happened in the long term like that make that relationship a mistake. I don't think that you couldn't like you're going to be broken from that situation because that person that you was childhood friends with are no longer your friend. Like yeah, things end. I understand that life is not perfect for sure. But to act like abortions are going to end some type of mentality, I don't get it because it's like these people are literally like we said, single women choosing to sleep carelessly with people. Why are we not addressing that as a problem?
Okay, let's ask a question. What percentage of people do you think that is?
What you mean? It said 80% single women.
No, but that's single in those terms means just not married.
So what's your point?
That doesn't mean like in a relationship. Like if I've been in a relationship with a woman for 10 years, according to this list, she's single. But we've been together for 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
That's not how it works.
That's how the
you
work.
You don't have to be married. You can still put it together.
No, they only gave you two things: is single or married. It wasn't like long-term relationship. Married.
I think you can still
single.
file with. Oh no, whatever. That don't
matter. I'm just talking according to
I get what you're
stats.
saying. I get what you're saying. So my thing is like, I don't know the percentage of it, but to act like all of those women just got tricked by a nigga, no. A lot of them was carelessly fucking around, like one night stands. Didn't really Tinder. Can we not act like there's a Tinder like shit? Can we not act like people use sex so frivolously? That's the real problem. Like to act like all these women were in relationships and they got tricked, and that dude was Tyler Perry-esque nigga. No, that's not what's going on with these people that's in that type of movement. Like, can we not act like there's a whole face out here, OnlyFans face out here where women can just do whatever they want freely, willy-nilly, and not give a fuck, not be judged, and they ask for that? Like, these women aren't vetting or caring. Most women don't think much of men. Like, that's the average feminist, modern woman, I'm going to do whatever I want with my body type mentality, right? They don't give a fuck about men. And they don't think men should have an opinion. They think they better than men. Like, that's how these women come off. That's what they speak. They're not vetting a man. They're not trying to fall in love with a man. A lot of these women be pumping and dumping men, just like how men used to do. So to act like, oh, these women getting tricked and that's the reason for abortions. No, bro. No, I don't think so.
All right, let me see what y'all talking about here.
It's
no,
Tyler
bro,
Perry
single.
shit. It's too much
single
Tyler
married
Perry
widow,
shit.
Single married widow, and no one think they accept you. When they found out they were pregnant, I believe they were single after they told him. They need what they do to be obscure so they might not be exposed so they can push social agenda. But a force on them, they force on all. June 6, 24, 666, God and SCOTUS have jokes. All right. So Club Rome must be like a pro-life guy. So Bryce, you think that all 80% of the single women on the list are sleeping around recklessly?
No, not. Yo, they're definitely sleeping around recklessly.
Well, see that I think sleeping around recklessly would mean like, what is sleeping around recklessly? Like being a hoe, I think that's sleeping around. Like if you fucking like 4 guys a month, but like I said, the single is still within the 9-year relationships, 4 years, 5 years.
I don't think people in those type of relationships necessarily get abortions. I think it's more of the women that live this high fast lifestyle, come by, go here today, gone tomorrow type lifestyle. I think those are the women that tend to this abortion. I think the women that advocate for the whole movement are advocating for or more affected by abortions than a regular woman in a relationship for 5 or 4 years. I don't even if that woman.
Do you think you may be skewing the numbers based on what we see on popular media as far as like the whole movement. That, like I said, it may be more of the girl with the hood on who's like trying not to be seen getting the abortion than actually the hoes. Because you said yourself earlier,
The
a
hoes
lot of
wear
people
hoods to get abortions. What are we talking about?
they don't care. They do this fucking celebrate when
No,
they get
that's not
abortions.
how that works.
Let me read this. Women's reason for seeking abortion fell in 11 broad themes. The predominant themes identify as reasons for seeking abortion, including financial reasons, which is 40% of the reasoning, timing, which was 36%, partner-related reasons, 31%, and the need to focus on other children is 29% of the reason why people get abortions, according to this study by BMC Women Health. So
I mean, that don't
financial,
say much.
timing,
A
whatever partner,
hoe, it ain't
personal
never
related
good
means.
timing, and they don't be having money. So what are we talking about?
So you really think like there's a high percentage like is a hoe is a reason?
Most likely, because I feel like a woman in a
So
4 or 5 year.
let's
Let me answer the question.
let's identify what a hoe. We got to identify what a hoe.
I want to. You asked another question though. You said because you talked about the women that be in 4 or 5 year relationships getting turned on. I feel like those women are more likely to keep it and be a single mother and get government assistance than they are to get an abortion. Even if that nigga did change or move out or did some shit. Like,
okay.
So let's get to the hoe shit.
What's the definition of a hoe?
I just sleeping around recklessly. What are we talking about? For the streets.
So you think the majority is just fucking a bunch of people?
Most modern women behave like hoes. Twerk any time of the damn day, anywhere. Very, very, very led by their sexual natures, even though they don't help their survival or their long-term sustainability. Most women, I've seen it. Oh, men can do this. Most women want to act like a man. That's a hoe.
I wish they made you mark like. I mean, I guess people could lie when they do their reasoning.
Bro, I just said it. It ain't never a good time for a hoe, and them hoes ain't never got money. They fit both categories. That's why, like, that's a broad narrative of the percentage. They fit both categories as far as I know hoes. There's a few productive hoes, but most of them struggling.
That modern women term is corny. Every woman in their time period is the modern woman.
But do you understand context? That's what I will be my rebuttal. Obviously, you can be literal, but the context behind modern woman is the woman that's the feminist woman.
I don't know. I just don't. I feel like this with everything. I feel like the majority of people who probably get abortions aren't necessarily the women that are like out here fucking go crazy. I'm not saying they're not a part of the percentage.
That's the big majority, bro.
I don't feel like it's. I still don't feel like it's a majority. I feel like there's still a majority of people like, oh, I had a slip up. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I had sex with this person, or I had sex with this person. I don't want a baby. Like, I feel like that's more.
Most these, bro. I just seen this shit. He was like, "What can you buy with your sex count?" These are random mid white girls, random mid black girls. He ain't at the strip club. He on the sidewalk. And I know, bro. I know women, bro. These women be having 10 plus, 20 plus niggas. That's whole shit, bro. I don't care what you talking about. Bitches talking about they can get a pair of J's. They can buy two Big Macs or two meals and shit. They said they could get a fine dining meal. What are we talking about? Women be out here hoeing. Like,
I'm not saying they don't be out here hoeing.
Bro, women, when you think about a single woman, bro, how many niggas be in their DMs? How many niggas that'll take them? Women pimp way more than a man, bro. And when you talk about, like I said, my bad. How many niggas in their DMs and shit, bro? They can go out to dinner all the time. When they single, they don't have any commitments? A woman that say fuck niggas, I'm just gonna use them. Bro, they got when is the next entertaining nigga gonna pop up in my DM? And it's only a matter of time. Y'all be underestimating how this new age and how women can move.
Like, I always feel like it's not the majority of women that do that. I just always feel like it's
at any level.
There's a hyper amount of people that do that, but I don't think that's a majority.
Regardless, at any level, bro, there is inflated because even if she's average, she's getting niggas that just want to fuck. Niggas that is under her that's gonna take her serious. Niggas that may just be for the moment. Like, there's all type of niggas that may still range and hit her in her DMs. No, it's not for marriage. And that's the thing that women gotta readjust shit. Like, yeah, you may got a lot of sexual options. And you to think that even fat women got sexual options even higher than they ever would have on social media in this era. And That's because the marketability for the average woman, she can market herself to the world. Versus back then, it's only local. And men just don't have that type of sexual marketplace unless they earn that shit. A woman just got to be decent. And she can have, bro, niggas sleep with bums. Like, so to act like these women don't be having sexual escapades when they single. Now, I'm not going to act like, when women in relationships don't get abortions or whatever. But, bro, y'all are misunderstanding how loose these women are today. On average, it's way higher than back in the day. Like, they don't have to be. I can do it on my own. I don't need a nigga. Why would I answer to him? I don't want to have to. He too bossy. So,
you think women are more hoes now than back in the day?
On average, I think even average women be acting.
So why do you
like
think
hoes.
abortions are decreasing instead of increasing?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Because I just don't think I don't think people is really like, they're probably home, but it's more like they're safe home. That's why I feel like it's mostly the mistake, the slip up here and there. I feel like the train hoes, they kind of know what they're doing. They take their plan B. They got their little thing that block their nut from getting in their coochie. Like,
That's
I feel like that's
you talking
more
about
thing.
majority hoes. I'm talking about average women just being hoes, and that's why abortion's even a thing. Bro, abortion used to be not a thing at all. So you had to say the percentage down, but it's still something that's higher than it probably would have ever been.
Abortion probably has always been a thing. It was just not,
not to this percentage,
legal.
bro.
Not because
there was some background
because there was no
shit.
Technology to deal with it.
Whatever. But my point is, a lot of modern women are the ones that's slipping up. A lot of the average women are the ones that's slipping up, bro. You know how many times nigga I go get a plan B with average women, bro? You know, bro. These hoes are loose. When you look on social media, you can get an ass picture. You can get titty pictures. Bro, you don't have to take a bitch out no more. The price of pussy is $3.99. Have you seen OnlyFans? Like, bitches used to hoe even better than back in the day.
Oh, no, this is what
So, my point is, I'm thinking the women are more hoes today than they were back in the day, even average women.
Crazy.
Bro, it's $3.99 out here.
Man.
$3.99 out here, bro. Bro, you see women, bro, come on, bro. Y'all gotta stop acting like y'all putting y'all blinders on to this shit, bro. Or maybe y'all don't have to see it because y'all don't, bro. The average girl can act like a fucking superstar, bro. The average girl treat niggas like a fan. And if you niggas don't see that, y'all crazy.
What's the average? I just don't. I think that's all social media shit. Because I look at average women like that I went to school with.
What women not on social media?
Like, no, I don't. No, I'm saying that glamour. Like, everybody's an influencer. Everybody's an entrepreneur. I'm talking about like that. Everybody's a millionaire. Everybody's a whatever. I'm talking about that side of social media.
Nah, nigga, this ain't got nothing to do with that. I get your point with that, but nah, this something different. This is niggas DMing women. Local niggas. Niggas out of state. Niggas in other countries. And you could be mid.
So you think like the average chick we went to school with, just like, I'm not gonna say no names, just the average chick we went to school with is like getting like out the wazoo, like she fucking a bunch of niggas. She going crazy.
No, but I'm saying the it's more of a likelihood.
Because obviously I know women will get more DM, like they can fucking
like single women most
DMs.
likely, yes, bro. These spiritual. Oh my god, let me tell you the easy women, the spiritual ones, the feminists, the ones with bad makeup. Like, bro, they so easy, bro, and it's because they don't have any morals, they don't have any standards. I don't abide by God. I'm not listening to no government. I'm not listening to my parents. I'm not listening to no man. They're easy. They stupid. I swear. And they think that they don't even think sex, like, so, bro, they don't even think having sex with a bunch of people is crazy.
Real quick, Carla.
They don't. But nah, for sure. I know for a fact, every woman, even average, get more DMs than the average man.
Well, yeah, I'm not even disputing that.
And that, what do you call that? Temptation for single women, it's tough. It'd be tough for women that's in relationships, but it's a lot more dynamics they're playing in that. But single women, bro, the temptation, why not? What loyalty does she have to any man or anybody but herself and pleasure in the moment? It's so easy for them to do that. 2 or 3 bodies a year. 2 or 3 bodies a year, sometimes more than that. And that's me being nice, bro. And it's easy for them to do that. Bro, Tinder, bro. Oh my God, bro. If you ever got on Tinder, bro, it's stupid easy. Like, any girl with dyed hair, easy.
Oh shit! Hold on, nigga, almost fell. Man. All right, we back, baby.
This nigga been gone for a whole hour.
We back. I had to find a butt. Anyways, it's social media shit, bro. In real life, it doesn't exist, but you're not you see it on social media, same as these stupid ass gender wars that egg on. Exactly. Stop hating, run through them, and keep it pushing.
No, that's not protecting black
That
women.
nigga watched too much Fresh and Fit, huh?
That's not protecting. What Flying Low said, can we acknowledge this? Is anybody going to acknowledge this? What Flying Low said is not protecting black women.
Nerd affiliated with the $1.99 for B to get an Arizona iced tea and get some air. You need that Arizona iced tea, you need to get some air, big dog.
Hey, but can we acknowledge what Flying Low said is not protecting black women?
What did Flying Low say?
Exactly. Stop hating, run through them, and keep it
that's
pushing.
definitely not a good mentality. That's not a good mentality.
I'm speaking on they need to be smarter. They need some fucking boundaries.
I think the thing that turns people off to what you're saying is you're saying they instead of we all need to. You know what I'm saying? We all need to follow the path of
we all need some boundaries.
Of good resistance. We all need to practice.
But can we stop being bitches? Because I can get put in fucking jail and my wages docked. Men fucking know. And if you don't know, you're a bitch ass nigga and you're not even a man. But let's be real. A lot of women don't have those same consequences and you have to spare the rod. Men have their consequences out here when dealing with children badly. Women, some of them don't, and they move a lot more freely. I'm sorry. So when I say they, it's because of certain circumstances and things that's been happening in reality. Now, would I not agree that men should change too? Duh. But let's be real. It's definitely the same because I don't understand how it's not the same. We can be held accountable to the level that should be sufficient. If you make $1,200 a month, you pay 20% of $1,200 a month. If you make $4,000 a month, you pay 20% of $4,000 a month. And then that 20% is technically equating if you're the mother of that child had 20% as well. That should be enough to take care of the child.
I go back to my point that, I mean, money is a thing, but money definitely ain't the thing. Money is a big thing.
I agree with that.
Thing. But that being there, that having to deal with the child, like that's like the thing.
But that's not, abortion's not stopping that.
For a large percentage. So for a large percentage of modern women, marriage is like a landing dream job. Then a couple of years later, demanding half ownership in the business that hired you, family law overwhelmingly favors women.
To act like it don't favor women is kind of straight.
Crazy. You're mad at that part, but for forcing that by removing abortions.
No one said that. Well, don't claim make that nigga get custody. Or don't sleep with niggas that wouldn't get custody. Like, stop this Tyler Perry, color purple, black community shit. Black men are the best fucking fathers in the planet. There's a statistic that says we are the most preferred men on the planet because we know how to deal with women because we were raised by our black mothers and we respect them. Stop acting like black men are such these degenerate creatures that don't have no loyalty or trust. I'm sick of it. Like, that's not the argument, bro. Like, black men like taking care of their children more than any other body. So, yes, there are a percentage, but just like any other fucking culture. So, I'm sorry. Y'all got to chill with that. Like, have sex responsibly. Find somebody that's good. Bro, black people, black men and black women are the most attractive people on this planet.
So black men are the best fathers.
Yes, and black people are the best. Don't make me say it, nigga. Fuck you talking about bringing?
I'm talking to
nerd affiliate. Don't make me bring out a statistic for that. Maybe you're not black. Maybe that's why you don't agree with that. Maybe,
I don't know my black dad. He gone. I don't know.
No, I'm talking about nerd affiliate. You say, can you find that a statistic?
No,
nigga, what's more attractive than the black male? Come on, man. Stop that. Stop that. Nigga,
I don't know my black
gold
dad
up here, nigga. Stop that. What are we talking about, niggas? Come on, bro. What are we talking about?
I'm trying to read a stat here.
Y'all gotta chill on that Tyler Perry black men shit, bro. Oh, black men just don't want to be in their child's
All right, hey, I
lives.
ain't gonna lie. This is a New York Times article. Let's get to the shit. I ain't gonna lie. It's a New York Times article. So, fathers' involvement of fathers with activities of their children under the age of 5. So, fed or ate meals with their children daily. 63% of Hispanic men eat food with their children daily. 73% of white men. 78.9% of black men eat food with their kids daily. So that would go lend to your point that they are in the household more. Bathe, diapered, or dress their children daily. 45% of Hispanic males do that. 60% of white. 70.4% of black males do that. They're the top on that one as well. Played with their children daily.
Yes, I fucking
74% of Hispanic, 82.7% of white, 82.2. So you're lacking behind the white man 0.5 as far as playing with your children, but that's neither here nor there. So reading to your child daily, 21% of Hispanic males do that, 30% of white males do that, 34% of black fathers read to their children daily. So statistically, under the age of 5, they rock it. Even fathers not living with their children, right? 12% of them feed their kids daily, only 8% for Hispanic. Bathing their kids daily, obviously don't live with them, but 7% Hispanic, 6% white, 12% black. Play with their children daily, 10% Hispanic, 6% white, 16% daily. So if you look at this chart, white men are dramatically not being as good of fathers in the home as black men, according to this New York Times article.
But nah, black men definitely sexy. What we talking about? Best looking men on the planet. Fuck we talking about? And our women is too. Fuck we talking about?
Bryce, you like white girls.
That's funny, but no.
Bryce gonna pop up with a white queen one day.
I'm not a queen, maybe a baby, but not a queen.
A baby?
No, I'm saying shit may happen. I was being funny about earlier.
Oh, okay. You're talking about white baby. Why would you not be with a woman? You want to be with a baby? All right, big dog. Calm down.
Oh, nigga, you wildin'.
They already got academics last week, nigga. We don't want you to be on chopping block next, big dog. Let's calm down.
That's wild. That's wild. Nah, but I just get tired of that. Because look, this is a statistic out here that even the government didn't understand. As black men grew economic wealth in the 90s, black women stayed at the same rate and even grew on government assistance, which they assume because they automatically thought black women was on government assistance because of the state of black men, right? But as black men shown and increased throughout the years, the numbers never changed for women. Ultimately, it increased. And they didn't understand this because, like we said earlier, would I take away certain government assistance? Maybe, because it puts people in a certain mentality to take life a little different than they really should be taking it. Because you got crutches that life really don't give you, and you think you okay, but nobody can. Who walks on crutches their whole life? That should be walking normal. Wouldn't that be painful? Wouldn't that be unproductive? When you think about that, the
I think
actual
the numbers also be skewed due to the systematic. I don't even like using these words. The systematically racist system of welfare. Because I've known people when I work in the warehouse. I've known plenty of people who are actually active fathers, but statistically they're probably not counted because that girl is on government assistance. So it'll look like it's a single family household because she's getting the apartment, but the dad is still coming home every day. But when the people come, he just got to sneak like he don't live there. But they really do be there, but they can't act like they're there due to the economic. They need this assistance, but they're still actually there.
It's definitely skewed. I can agree with that, but the gap is still a problem when you think about how the black man was able to rise to the middle class, or what we call the middle class. Because the most people on government assistance technically be under middle class. So instead of building a middle class family, you chose poverty essentially, and that's not psychologically that don't make sense, especially to somebody's survival. So something psychologically changed in our people, or in black people, which are those crutches that allow certain women to make certain bad decisions because they had certain crutches. If we can't acknowledge that, we're not gonna get far as a group.
What about rich parents who give their kids crutches their whole life? I mean, that's a different level of like,
Do you really give do they really give them crutches or what are we talking about? Because I've seen rich people that know how to flip their parents' money and did more than what their parents ever did. Then there's our people that got babied and neutered and shit. And of course, but that's not all. That's not all rich kids though. That's just a testament to a bad culture.
yeah. OMG with the choosing shit again. OMG. Yeah, my nigga saying OMG multiple times. So yeah, I mean, I guess we said like welfare demographics in 2018, 56% of all people in the U.S. living in the poverty were women. Nearly 30% of households receiving SNAP benefits had at least one child under the age of 18. In 2019, 12.3% of households receiving SNAP benefits were headed by a female without a spouse. But that's because you can't really get shit like that without that. Let me tell you something. Being in the middle class ain't all that's cracked up to be.
It's better
I
than
can tell you
being
that
in
right now.
poverty.
It might not be to a certain extent.
Man, stop that shit.
You get free food,
That
you get
shit
free
don't go
housing,
so far.
you get free medical care. You tell me that shit when you gotta have a baby, and every appointment you gotta pay $300, $400, $500 every fucking appointment. You go to appointment every goddamn month. That shit adds up.
I'm not arguing that by any fucking means.
But I definitely wouldn't want to be living in poverty.
That's what I'm like. It's a reason that those people are in poverty. It's a certain mentality that goes with that. Like it just is what it is, bro. And like somebody taking government assistance on temporarily or something is cool, but most people like that don't, bro, because they settle for less than mediocre because they feel like they can survive at that level because life is lied to them. Well, government is lied to them, I guess. Whatever.
Well, that was fun. I think this is a good place to cut it off. We're in 2 hours. I didn't even know we was gonna talk about the abortion for 2 hours, but we here. That's what we do, man. We here 2 hours. Salute to you. It's Saturday. Damn, it's Saturday tomorrow. Today, well, today's Sunday. It's 12:03 now. Salute everybody in the chat. Salute Nerd Affiliated, Flying Low, Adore Carla. Obviously, salute to you. You're the greatest.
The King Charles
Dally and
Edward
Thor,
Cheese.
Lydia, salute to you. Salute my boy Big Cheese. Salute to him. That's all, man. I'll be back doing my live stream shit soon. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Bryce got his channel. Y'all go fuck with my boy channel.
Emerald Thoughts and Reactions.
Y'all go
and the
fuck with that
Gamers
over
and
there.
Reactions.
And the Gamers and the Reactions. Y'all go fuck with that. But that's all we got for y'all tonight, man. Y'all enjoy, whether you agree, disagree. It was a good conversation.